What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sakina, and I'm back with another review. This is my overall review for the Housewives of New York season 14. So, last episode, they really had me up, Sai in particular, and it really was just grinding my gears. And, I posted in the community tab about how I felt about her. And one of my subscribers, shout out to you, girl, gave me the bright idea to do an entire review of the season and then cover the reunions. I didn't see any type of information on what the reunion is going to give, but I did see a few people tweet and say that it looks a bit boring, so maybe I'll just do one more review of both parts of the reunions, because if they don't pop, it just doesn't make sense for me to make two different videos. I mean, money-wise, yes, but I don't even know how well this video is going to do, because, I don't know if a lot of you all are actually watching the reboot of Housewives of New York. So anyway, let's just go ahead and get into it, right? So I'm going to give y'all my first impressions of the ladies. It did take me about 3 or maybe 4 weeks to actually get into the reboot. It was actually because I really wasn't interested, honestly, but my mom and my best friend kept telling me that I need to go ahead and watch it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let a few episodes build up and then I'm gonna binge watch it and, go from there. I actually did enjoy it, and I was just, I was in there immediately. I'm like, okay, I really liked this new season because it was fresh, it was new, it was young. It was, the vibe that New York gives. As somebody who visits New York pretty often these days, I've been to New York, I've been to New York 3 times this year. Yeah, I've been to New York 3 times this year. I went a couple weeks ago too. So, at this point, the more I come to Maryland, I always do a trip to New York, and we have a good time. And it's just become, our second home at this point. I'm just feeling like, well, I'll say a third home. I have Georgia, I have Maryland, and, we could just throw New York in there. Why not? But anyway, because child, I'd have been here 5 times. I think I've been to Maryland 5 times this year already. And the year ain't over yet, so who knows? Anyway, enough about me, child. Let's get into these first impressions of the cast. Now, initially, like I said, keyword, this is first impressions. So I did like Erin. Erin was actually my favorite person out of all the girls. I don't know, she just gave me rational. She wasn't doing too much. When they had the whole charcuterie board cheese debacle, I was on her side. I was actually on her side too when Sai and Brynn had flaked on the girls because they wanted to eat somewhere else. So, I was like, okay, I like her. She doesn't seem as problematic as a lot of people are making her out to be. And yes, I heard that she's a Trump supporter. I mean, honestly, she's Caucasian, y'all. And she lives in New York, so she got some coin. I mean, big surprise. I really not bothered by that. Jenna, I was absolutely here for Jenna. I loved every story that she told. I understood her background. I was really here for Jenna. Uba, yes, was definitely here for Uba, but she was definitely giving friend up. I wanted to see a lot more, and I feel like a lot of us wanted the same thing out of Uba. We really wanted a lot more. We didn't get too deep into her storyline as I feel that we could have, but I was here for Uba. Jessel, immediately no. Immediately no. She was just rubbing me the wrong way. I'm like, look here, girl, you complaining about everything. You acting all snooty. I was not feeling Miss Jessel whatsoever. And, I didn't like the way that she handled the whole Jenna situation with the lingerie and how she was just a complainer. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Then you got the nerve to complain about this lingerie. And it's like, girl, I mean, throughout these scenes, you ain't giving fashionista. I just wasn't feeling her. It definitely felt like she was trying to be something that she wasn't. Or, she was trying to climb the social ladder of some sorts. And I say that because, how dramatic it was about what pre-K school the twins were going to be in. And I was actually with Papa like, girl, they don't even barely know how to speak English. So let's not do too much when it comes down to pre-K. Okay, I understand networking and status and all of that. That definitely is important. I totally understand that. But pre-K, I was like, girl, please relax a little bit, okay? Talk about iPads and stuff. I don't know. She was just giving me too much, and she was complaining. Bryn, I was kind of like, girl, I could really take or leave her initially. She looked like Journey Smollett, and I say that every time I see her. I just really see a redheaded Journey Smollett. And Sai, I felt like I could like her, but overall, I was just kind of like, I could take or leave her as well. But yes, I overall did like the women's chemistry together. I know a lot of us did think that they knew each other, but I guess a lot of them didn't know each other. They more so knew of each other. But I still think that overall, you know, as a cast, they had good chemistry. I really enjoyed this season. But I'm going to talk about what I don't like, okay? Let's really get into why we here, okay? I just feel like, and I guess I can just kind of go in order. I do have some notes here that I wrote down last week. And the sun is going down, y'all. So I'm really just trying to make this quick because I don't feel like tussling with his lights and stuff. But I don't like Bryn's overtly sexual comments. It's just too much. Like, I get it, you know, you're flirty, you're fun, and all of this. But girl, all of that extra BS that you be bringing in with harassing these men, it's too much. Because if it was the roles reversed and a man was making all these comments, baby, we would be in an uproar. And I just be looking at her like, girl, relax. Even one scene, she was doing a workout, and she was doing all this heavy moaning and stuff. Like, girl, you're inappropriate, okay? You were inappropriate when you were making those comments to Aaron's husband. You kept trying to make it seem like you didn't mention divorce and you wasn't flirting with him. Girl, you was definitely flirting with him. You was doing too much. The thing that saved you was the fact that you said that you didn't want him. You wanted Aaron's dad so she can be the evil stepmom and all of this. But girl, you was out of line, you was out of order, and you always doing too much when it come down to these men sexually harassing you. Sai and her hungriness. Girl, why? Why do we always have to tend to Sai's needs? Yes, at this point, please eat before you come. I get it. Aaron always giving y'all finger foods and stuff, but you being hungry has literally become your personality, and we the people are tired of hearing it. Sai took a turn for me very early on. That's why I felt like I couldn't really connect with her, because when they went to the Hamptons, you know, she was hungry. They wanted to go to the grocery store. She brought 50-11 bags for a weekend trip. That's too much. When people start doing the most like that, I start side-eyeing them. Because, girl, why in the hell are you bringing all this luggage? You and your luggage would have been on your stoop, because ain't no way in hell I have to work around all the mini bags that you have packed, and you're not going to wear all these outfits. It's insane. Yeah, she just really turned me off. The thing that really gets me with Sai too was I thought that she was going to be super relatable, that I would connect with her, because, you know, she had this, you know, rags to riches story. And, you know, a lot of people love to hear about those you know, come up stories, and it just makes the person more human, and you can connect with them and you root for them. But for Sai, it was just like, okay, girl, you're not giving what I thought you would. I thought that you would be that roundaway girl that you kept trying to portray yourself to be, but then the way that you would come off, it was like you were never poor, and then you were snooty to the point where you can't travel without toilet paper, and just you can't go into the dollar store and all of this. It's just like, girl, please, miss me with that. So that's where she lost me, when she started doing a little too much for my preference. But the more we got into the season, I really didn't like the way that the ladies were treating Jenna. I feel like they always had an issue with Jenna, and it really didn't need to be. They made an issue about her gifts. For me, I felt like her gifts were thoughtful. I mean, yes, some of them were collaborations and all of that, but okay. If you don't like what she gave, do exactly what the influencers do, Sai. Pass it on to the next person, because you get so much, you know, PR and all of that. Okay, well, you're getting these free products, and if you don't like it, give it to your daughter, give it to your friend, give it to your cousin, give it to somebody who's actually going to appreciate it. But I just felt like they felt as if Jenna had a motive and was trying to get them to post her products and all of that. But it's like, okay, if it didn't come out her mouth, then yeah, I feel like y'all should relax and just take it for what it is. Also, them claiming that she wasn't open enough, that was too much for me, because I feel like we got to know a lot about Jenna. Yes, granted, she was saying a lot of stuff, you know, in her confessionals, and it was her individual story. We really didn't get to know her through her telling the girl stories. But like I said, I do feel like she was being open. But y'all can't be mad that she's not being open, because when she's being open, y'all try to tear her down. They were not sympathetic to her body image issues and, you know, the disorder that she has, the reason why she wanted to travel first class to get a good tan and, you know, just unwind before the ladies get there. You know, she has, you know, body dysmorphia. So, and she has this disease that's causing her insecurities. Like, what do you mean? The fact that they were not sympathetic to that, I just really did not like that. That did not sit well with me, and it just really pissed me off. I was like cussing at the TV, because it's like, no way y'all are going to dismiss this woman's feelings and make it seem like, oh, it's really in the name of her not wanting to fly first class. I mean, not wanting to fly and coach. So what? This is Housewives. All of y'all got money, so why not fly first class? Okay, because trust me, baby, if I had the coin, I would be in first class every time, because the leg space, baby, my knees already hurt, and I'm only 30. My knees been hurting since I was, what, 25? Do you think I voluntarily want to sit and coach? No, it's by force. So, baby, when I start getting my first class money, that's where I'm going to be, and these knees gonna be rested, okay? They're gonna be real stretched out and everything else. Anyway, I mean, knees can't be stretched out, but you know, my legs gonna be stretched out and my knees ain't gonna be hurting, okay? Because my knees hurt right now, but enough for me. Yes, also, this was another thing too. I got annoyed with Sai when Jenna was telling the girl for the casting call her story about her nickname, and when they got around the girl, Sai was like, oh, I learned something about Jenna. Her nickname is Genitalia, and, you know, just going on and on about the story. And I'm like, okay, is Jenna not here, present, currently to tell her own story? It just seemed like she was very excited to share with the class that she learned something about Jenna, but it wasn't your story to tell. And I think that's very, you know, it's funny that she was preaching that on the finale, and I'll loop that back. But I just kind of feel like, girl, you was doing a lot. It wasn't your story to tell. I know it was just a nickname story, but it still was just like, okay, girl, if Jenna wanted to share that with everybody, she would have. I'm going to need you to relax. Because I don't know. She was just giving fan to me when she was doing that. But girl, relax. You're just a little too excited. Jessel, in her complaints, I already talked about the reason why I really was not feeling her. You know, I hated the way that she was acting towards Jenna's gift. It just gave ungrateful. She actually looked great in it. But, you know, I understand that she does have, you know, body image issues as well. And like I said, she was definitely giving social climber, you know, when it came down to the pre-K and doing too much with that, you know. But then my mind started shifting a little bit when she had that little event at her house. And a lot of the people was like, you know, the who's is here. And they started giving titles of who these people are. And Bryn was reacting the way that she was reacting. I was like, okay, you might got a little status going on. Okay, girl. Okay, Jessel, I ain't gonna give you too much, girl, because, I mean, obviously, you know a little something about something. But, hold on, y'all. Okay, so I didn't like the fact that the girls were doing too much with Jessel's sex life. Like, yes, she did open up and say that her and her husband haven't slept together in, what, like a year or two or something like that? It's been a long time since they've, you know, been intimate with each other. And, you know, the girls took that and ran with it, honey. I mean, at first I do feel like they were being supportive. You know, let's get you sexied up, you know, put you on some lingerie, send Poppy some pictures and stuff like that. Like, I understand that. You know, they're just trying to be helpful. But over time, it just got a little too intrusive for my preference, because it's like, I need y'all to calm down. Y'all not in her coochie. So let her do what she doing. I mean, it's probably postpartum. That's what it sounded like to me. The more that the season went on, it's like, okay, she has issues with the way that her body looks. You know, she's had twins. That takes a lot on the body. It takes a toll on the body. So it's just like, okay, but these weekly check-ins that y'all was doing and all of that, it's just like, okay, y'all too invested in her vagina, and I don't like that. And speaking about being too invested, I didn't like how they was too invested in Vietnam when Poppy taking the trip. What goes on in their marriage is what goes on. It was just too much. Like, y'all take this Vietnam trip and literally run with it. Sai, yo raggedy was doing way too much, and I just couldn't deal with it because what is it to you? But you know, we gonna hold that off. We're gonna bring that back around. But anyway, Sai and her forever victim saga continues throughout the season, and I could not deal. Like, oh my gosh, girl, every other sentence, it was you was poor. You had to get it out the mud. You jumped off the porch early. Girl, we don't care. After a while, we don't care. Okay? Thank you for telling us your background. We get it. We don't need to keep hearing every episode from you telling the girl to you sharing it with your daughter. Girl, so what? Your daughter lives with you. She knows that you grew up poor. Okay? She know that you had to live out by yourself at the age of 16. Like, we get it, girl. It was just too much. Nobody gives a damn. And then it's like you and Aaron, because now we're going to go to how they was acting in Anguilla. You and Aaron want to hear everybody's struggle stories. And when it gets down to Jessel, y'all both question whether or not she's telling the truth about her background and feeling like, yeah, she's giving y'all fluff because she doesn't want to really talk about her. She's mentioning her parents coming from Kenya and all of this. And it's like, okay, I get it. Y'all want to know a little bit more about her versus, you know, an in-depth story about her parents. I was with Uba. Yes, you know, giving a little tidbit about your parents' background, it definitely shapes who you are. So I get that, but I also got where Sai and Aaron was coming from as far as, you know, I don't want to hear a full story about your parents. Yes, you can give us a little something, but we want to hear more about you. That I can understand. But it's like when she's telling y'all about her, y'all don't believe her. And now, Sai, you want to compare struggles. Jessel said that she got $20 in her bank account, and you talk about you was overdrawn. Okay, we both was broke. What can I do with $20? We could barely survive with $1,000 these days. Girl, what could I do with $20? I'm going to need you to relax and stop trying to compete with me. And that's exactly what Sai was doing this entire time. Anytime Jessel would talk about her struggle, she had a clap back in a worse traumatizing story than what Jessel had. Girl, nobody cares, Sai, literally, because that is the thing that she likes to say. No, I don't care, baby. We don't care. We no longer care about the struggles that you went through. I'm sorry, that sounds harsh, but truth be told, we don't. We don't. And I don't understand why Sai kept pushing the you know, opening up, everybody opening up. We don't know the real Jessel. We don't know Jenna. We don't know this. Why are you pushing everybody to be open when you brag about being cold-hearted? You literally had that conversation with your husband, who I actually really do like. I do like her husband. I like the fact that he was like, y'all need to consider Jessel had twins. That takes a lot out of a woman. Why is it a man giving y'all perspective about that when Aaron and Sai, y'all both had children? So y'all should understand that. But whatever. I just like how empathetic he is and, you know, how open-minded he is to certain situations versus just being on somebody's side for the sake of gossiping. But yeah, you had that conversation with your husband, Sai, and you was bragging about how you cold-hearted, you ain't got no emotions, you're the last person that anybody needs to open up to and all of that, but you want somebody to open up to you. That doesn't make sense. Even her doing the most on the boat, going in on Jessel, yelling at her, piping up because she felt like she's not telling the truth. I would have cussed Sai out, and that's the problem. I feel like Jessel definitely does need to stick up for herself a little bit more. Now, do I feel like Brandon was doing too much when it came down to, you know, you need to stick up for yourself? What she was saying was true, but everybody reacts differently. Jessel said what she needed to say. Jessel wasn't letting them walk all over her. In the finale I'm speaking of, she said what she needed to say. But nah, she's not going to raise her voice and do all of that. She's going to say what she needed to say and be done. And I just kind of felt like, Bryn, you need to, girl, calm down. I don't understand why you so invested. I really feel like Bryn just wanted to see the mess unfold. That's all that was. But speaking of Anguilla, I feel like my opinion is very unpopular. Uba was doing too damn much when it came down to that pranking them sunglasses and that phone. Because you can't prank somebody, and then when they prank you back, you get all in your feelings.
And she was out of order as fuck for snatching them glasses off of Aaron's face. Absolutely not.
Having her phone for 45 minutes. Girl, okay, and you pushed her in the pool unexpectedly. I was with Aaron. How did you know that she would be okay with being pushed in the pool? What if she had her phone on her? What if she just simply did not want to get wet? What if she didn't know how to swim? We could do all these what ifs all day. It was all cool and dandy when you pushed her in the pool, but when she took your phone for under an hour, you had a problem. First of all, you better be lucky she took the damn phone, because the phone would have been in a taxi cab still. So, girl, please relax. And it's like, okay, well, you know, me and my family, we text each other to make sure that we okay. I get that, but how important is that damn phone to you? Because you lost it not once but twice on the same trip. You doing all that carrying on throughout the trip, holding Aaron's phone hostage, or no, holding Aaron's glasses hostage, and having a nasty ass behavior, making it uncomfortable for everybody else, only for you to lose your phone again later that night. Girl, gone. I just really felt like, oh, you're doing way too much. This energy is unnecessary. It's bringing down the trip even more. Y'all want to talk about struggles and y'all get mad because y'all feel like people ain't telling the truth. And now, oh, but you want to act the ass about some goddamn phone being gone for 20 minutes. Girl, please. Okay, it wasn't 20, but 45 minutes. The phone wasn't that damn important. You kept leaving the shit behind. Anyway, the real big thing about this season for me really was Jessel and Sai and the beef that they had. So yes, we already know that Jessel asked Sai to dinner. Sai shows up. And the thing that I want Sai to realize is that you showed up late too. You keep making it a big deal about Jessel showing up late, baby. You were 20 minutes late. And then 20 minutes after you showed up, then that's when Jessel showed up. Jessel was 45 minutes late. So she showed up about 25 minutes after Sai. And it was just like, okay, girl, yeah, you mad because she was late, but you was late too, so what? Did you let Jessel know? Yes, Jessel definitely should have let her know that she was going to be late. But it's like, okay, both of y'all was late, so you wasn't waiting that damn long to have that damn attitude of yours. Jessel was trying to apologize to Sai, and I just felt like she was being very cold and very dismissive. She was being very disrespectful at that dinner, and I just really did not appreciate it. And it's like, Sai, I understand that you lost your mom. I get that. But you purposely tried to not understand Jessel when she shared her story of losing her uncle that she lived with in New York to alcoholism as well. And she's talking about, you can't compare that. That's my mom. To me, you can. Yes, nobody's going to take your mother's place, but you don't know with her uncle, what place he held in her heart, because she lived with him. That's her uncle. Let's not act like uncles and aunts don't have a big impact in your life too. So yes, she lived with him. You don't know the things that she may have seen, with him dealing with his alcoholism and then that leading to his passing. That's a lot on a person. She said she tried to avoid that because she didn't want to get into that. But then Sai is just so, wrapped up in her own world and her own struggles. And she's like, that you can't compare. That's apples and oranges. To me, it's not. And you're purposely trying to not understand her because you don't like Jessel. Sai is an asshole. And she's insufferable. And I just can't take her. Her personality is not it. So after the whole dinner debacle, they went on this date, double date, couple date situation with Uber included. And this is what really just made me want to talk about it or talk about the season, because it's like Sai really acts as if Jessel owes her something. That whole meetup really just made me feel like Aaron and Sai, they have this image of Jessel. And whatever Jessel tells them, it goes in one ear and out the other. They take what they want from that conversation and make it something that it's not. Those flashbacks that they were showing of, Jessel saying when Poppy was going to Vietnam and all of that, it's like, I don't understand why Sai was so invested. Like, do you want her husband? I'm not really understanding why you're so invested in Poppy's trip to Vietnam. And then she had the nerve to say that Jessel was lying about when he was going on the trip. No, she didn't. Like I said, the flashback showed that he was going in a couple weeks. She's like, you said that he's going this week. Why is veins popping out your neck about her husband and when he going on vacation? Sai and Aaron are so fixated on Jessel being a liar to where, like I said, they're going to ignore what she's actually saying and make up what they want. Even when they were talking about the husbands and, how the husbands fell in love with their wives and stuff, they took what Papa said and ran with it. That man never said that he only got with Jessel because she let him do what he wants. He said it was fun things to do with the partner you love and all this shit. It wasn't too far from what Aaron's husband said. So they took that to the girls and running with it. Oh my gosh, he's not wearing his wedding ring and all it is. Not too much. Because, yeah, the people are definitely saying that Sai, you was a side piece and your husband was married when y'all met. So, and outside of that, it's just not that deep. It's not that deep. It's not. But trust and believe, when people start digging into y'all marriages, because it happens on every Housewives, the husbands, there's cheating rumors and everything else. So when it's y'all turn, just remember how y'all was treating Jessel when it wasn't even no smoke to begin with. Pavi gave y'all the reasons why he was going to Vietnam. If his wife like it, then y'all should love it and not really give a damn. I'm like, okay, please, pipe down. I didn't even like when the husbands made the joke about blue balls to Pavi. I felt like that was out of order. Because I understand that, yes, pillow talk happens between couples, but I feel like that's where it should stay, in the bedroom. Pavi even was looking confused because at this point he knows that his sex life with his wife has been a topic of discussion amongst the group. Yes, Jessel brought it up, but I still feel like the husbands were out of order for bringing it up and making a joke out of it. I really didn't like this whole Vietnam, just how they started treating Jessel. It really made me team Jessel after a while. Because like I said, I really was not here for her in the first impressions earlier on in the season. But more and more, I was just like, you bitches are just obsessed. They were really obsessed with Jessel. And it was unwarranted. I did not like the way that they were treating her. It was definitely mean girl energy. It was mean-spirited. And it was unprovoked. Because Jessel ain't never did nothing to them. So then we get down to the finale. The finale was boring. And I was like, what the hell am I watching? Brent's birthday party was supposed to be the main attraction and I was bored. Her party looked like a damn flop. Erin, she sat there and lied and tried to play victim when it came down to Jessel arriving to her birthday party. Was like, oh, you didn't even speak. You didn't hug me. Yeah, she didn't hug you, but she definitely spoke because y'all spoke back. So you run into your wet-haired husband. Why is Erin's husband hair always wet? Like, I don't know if he need like some hair follicle transplants or whatever the hell they do, but his hair is thinning, it's very thin, and it's always wet. Like, it looks disgusting as fuck. Like, girl, please. I feel like Erin is the shit stirrer of the season. She would hear something, have a conversation with somebody, run back and tell that, stir it up, mix it up a little bit, add a little spice on it, and get the girls riled up to fight. So Erin, yeah, she was definitely the bone carrier of this season, and you stirred up a lot of unnecessary drama. Because I'm like, I don't understand why she's acting so innocent when it comes down to Jessel, when you're very much so involved in a lot of the conversations. You and Sai love to have side conversations about what's going on with Jessel. So girl, please, you think that she's a liar too. Don't forget that. Sai addressing Jessel, talking about, it's not the fact that I don't like you. I just don't want to be best friends. Did she say that she wanted to be your best friend? But it was Sai saying to Jessel, it's not that I don't like you. I just don't want to be best friends. Did she ever say that she wanted to be your best friend? Did she ever make you sign a friend contract or anything like that? No. It's just like, see, Sai is just very full of herself, and I just really don't understand her. She's really just all about her, self-absorbed. It's confusing. Brent was saying that she didn't want the girls to fight at her birthday party, but then felt the need to play a game to clear the air and everybody state their grievances. And then you, too, because she's another pot stirrer, too. You then go and tell Sai that Pavik called her bipolar after you told him that he shouldn't say that. So you told him that he shouldn't say that, but then you went, like, you was basically trying to get him, to cover his tracks, only for you to go and run and tell Sai. That didn't make sense to me. And then you went and said, oh yeah, he called her a B. I don't recall him saying that, and I feel like if he did, they would have played that back. But I just really don't recall that. I'm not saying that he didn't, but I don't know. It was kind of crazy, the fact that Sai's husband heard this and didn't say anything in public though. I was like, so you're not gonna say nothing? You not gonna address that? Okay, because the husbands went to the next room and was chopping it up, child. I was a little confused. But yet again, Sai is obsessed with Pavid in this trip. Pavid going to Vietnam is like embedded in Sai's mind. That's the only thing that she can bring up when she goes and calls Jessel a liar, because Jessel was like, okay, what am I lying about? You lied about Vietnam. Now I have to yell. Why? Like, at this point, I'm gonna have to ask her husband. I would have to ask, why do you care? Why do you care so much? She has this entitlement when it comes down to Jessel's business, and I don't understand. Even when they went to play putt-putt, Sai had the nerve to say that Jessel doesn't take accountability. If I was Jessel, I would have been like, okay, and what is it that you want me to take accountability for? The fact that you mad about my business? I would have cussed Sai out a long time ago. Like, I really just don't understand. Aaron in that whole parent thing, that was a flop. That was a flop. It wasn't funny. It was not funny at all. It fell flat. Just like Bryn's birthday. Jenna, girl, I'm gonna need you to really understand who you are. And I'm gonna need you to get some confidence about yourself, because these insecurities are taking over you and I just don't understand why. You talking about Sai and Aaron and all the other girls when they walk into the room, you know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and when you walk into the room, what? Do you not realize that you were a boss for a big clothing brand for a long time and your name still holds weight? Like, girl, get a fucking grip and understand. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I knew who Jenna Lyons was beforehand, but once she started running down her resume, I'm like, okay. So understand who you are and gain some damn confidence. Like, seriously, understand that you're that girl. You can be in charge of these girls. And get a grip, girl. I mean, I just really didn't understand that. She really was pissing me off when she was talking to the husbands and she was comparing herself to the ladies. Even when she was doing that on the trip, I was like, okay, girl, like, I understand, but you're missing out on experiences and enjoyment when you hold yourself back, when you don't want to get in the pool and when you don't want to show your body and stuff. Girl, when you came to Anguilla with that brown sundress with a back out, girl, you was feeling yourself. I know you was. So you need to understand that you are that girl. Jenna is a very beautiful woman. Fake teeth or not, blemishes on her skin or not, girl, you're really cute. You're really that girl. So understand who you are and boss the fuck up. I don't want to see this next season if you come back. And speaking of next season, let's go ahead and talk about who need to come back and who don't. Shit, I'm jumping the gun. I can't do that yet. So Sai told Bryn. So Sai, in her mouth, you know, she likes to run and tell everybody's business. Now, when they were at the costume store, she went out of her way to mention that Uba has a man, that she's happy, you know, she's dating somebody, and then she claimed that she instantly regretted it when it came out of her mouth, but no, you didn't, because you kept saying it. Yeah, she just, you know, it's not my business to tell, but, you know, she is happy, you know, she's seeing someone, she's dating. If Uba wanted them to know that, then she would have said that a long time ago. It was like you were baiting Aaron. You knew that Aaron was, you know, very intrigued by what you were saying, but you couldn't tell all of it. See, Sai is that type of person that I can't stand. Don't mention something to me and then not talk about it. Why did you bring it up? She knew exactly what she was doing in that moment, because later on when her, Bryn, and Aaron went out, she went and told them more detail about Uba's boyfriend. But it wasn't her place, right? It wasn't your business to tell, but you went and told more business because you was being messy. And like I said, you knew exactly what you was doing. So much so to when Bryn brought it up at the party to Uba that she had a man in Connecticut, your instant reaction was, Bryn! Yeah, because you wasn't supposed to tell. And you wasn't expecting Bryn to go and tell what you said. So now Uba looking at all of y'all like, yeah, no. Now Uba didn't have the reaction that I thought she would, like she did in Anguilla. But she was definitely side-eyeing Sai and Bryn. But I really feel like she needed to be mad at Sai, but Sai wanted to try to get mad at Bryn and, you know, take the distraction out off of her. You're not slick, Sai. It was never your business to tell it at the beginning. And you kept saying that. It's not your business to tell. Okay, so you can't get mad at Brandon when you're the source. You're the root of this. The same way that you told Jenna's business, like I said, this wasn't a top secret thing, but just the fact that you was so giddy to go run back to the girls and tell them about the story of Jenna's nickname, I'm sure that was the same sentiment. I'm sure you had that same energy. You do like to tell people's business. You do. I don't know why Uba wanted to put her trust in you so much, but it was definitely the wrong person because you do like to gossip. We see you gossip about Jessel and your obsession with her and her marriage and Pavid and Vietnam and all of that. Yeah, you got that in you. So Sai, I would have been mad at her. I definitely feel like Uba, it's not that big of a deal because his identity wasn't exposed or anything like that. But it's still like, girl, yeah, I told you something in confidence and you went and ran your mouth and you kept saying that it was in confidence and it wasn't your story to tell, but then you went and was sharing little tidbits of said story. Girl, get the fuck out of here. I can't stand Sai. I don't like Sai. I honestly would be fine without seeing her next season. She was just insufferable. I was cussing her out all throughout the season. She's just like, ugh, girl, fucking exhausting. Who else? Yeah, I really feel like that's the only person that I would be fine with not seeing next season. I'm feeling like Jessel, it was definitely a turn of events. I'm definitely team Jessel all the way. I want her to come back bigger and better next season. Jenna, that confidence better be through the roof next season or we're going to have a problem. Uba, I want to see more of Uba in her life. Shout out to Uba High. I definitely want to try that. That restaurant that she was in, I want to try that too. Because like I said, I go to New York pretty often. So I definitely have that on my list. Hopefully her bowl and her chicken sandwich is still there. But vegan chicken sandwich because I don't need nobody on my back. But yeah, hopefully, you know, the Uba foods is still on the menu. But I definitely have that on the list of places to try. I want to try her hot sauce for sure. So come on, I need Uba to come back. I would like to see another black woman. I do like, that is another thing though. I do like the fact that this show is very multicultural. You have an Indian woman, you have an African woman, you have Sai who is repping both. She's Afro-Latina. You have Bryn who is biracial. She's white and black. And then you have Jenna, you have Aaron. So I do like the fact that, you know, it's all the girls is mixed. And I would like to see them, you know, bring more of the mix next season. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. I really did enjoy this season. It was a fresh start. I seen on Twitter that they were saying, what would we think about them bringing the old New Yorkers into the reboot? Keep her separate. Honestly, I would have liked for them to do something like, you know, the Real Housewives of Brooklyn with all black cast and, you know, something like that. You know, New York is big, so you just never know. You know, maybe they'll give another borough a shot in the future, but I definitely am not here for the mixing of the old New York with the new New York. Nah, I'm good. But let's get down in the comments, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. The sun is going down, child, so I was trying to make this quick before I had to, you know, adjust lights and whatnot. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I know that I said that I would do Ready to Love, the spinoff of that, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm just trying to enjoy, you know, these last couple weeks that I have here in Maryland, and I have been thinking about it, like, do I really want to dive into another season of Ready to Love? I really feel like I need a break, so I don't know. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this season of The Real Housewives of New York. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.